Hello, and today I will be drawing the new Easter tunes from dandysworld, which you probably know that from the title. In case you don't know, dandysworld recently got an Easter update, so I will be drawing them since I haven't really done a dandysworld related video in a bit, even though that's like my other two videos. Technically, this was going to be a Kazooie Kingdom video, but then I was procrastinating on the art for that, and the Easter update dropped, so I, did this instead. So, hope you enjoy. So as you see, I'm just sketching this out. I started with accents since he's like one of the most easiest to get, so I thought, why not start with him. Also in the corner, I did little doodles. I did it for like almost every character, though I kind of forgot for basic because I just didn't. But we're not at that point yet, so it don't matter. But I feel like accent would kind of be that kind of grandpa. That would also be like, back in my day, we didn't have to complete these dang machines. And I also feel like when Garden View was still open, what was I gonna say? Oh, right, if they would have an Easter thingy and they would have kids running around for Easter collecting eggs, I feel like he would secretly give one to one of the kids struggling to find something, being like, don't tell the handlers. So, yeah, that's basically all I want to say. Oh wait, and I also changed the little like yellow thingy in his design. I changed it to look more like eggshells, and then I also gave him shoes, because why not? And this is me sketching out the Twisted version. I kept it basically the same, because I feel like for all the common for the basic tunes that aren't mains, they get like a pretty somewhat basic twisted design, so I switched a few things. This little glasses thing kind of shaded. He got the other twists got a bit hungry, as you see from that bit taken out of his egg self. So yeah, and I also added a little bow on his cane, because I'm pretty sure in his original he has like a little line on it, but I was like, why not give him a bow? What if he wants a little bow? You know? You never know. But right now I'm just like shading all this, just trying to, also for the twisted designs, I basically just saturated his colors, which I did that for every twisted design in this, because, just why not? And that is all for Exit. And now the second tune for the Easter update I shall be drawing or redesigning. I'm thinking about drawing because I kept those two basically the same, and even for the other ones I kept them the same. I didn't really redesign, so I guess I could just say drawing. I would be doing Flight, as you can say. Fun fact, Flight is Flighty's brother, which whoever is watching this probably already knows that, and by whoever, I probably mean most likely the one person that watches my video. So for you, if you're watching this in school, I swear you better not, like, when someone asks, oh, what are you watching? I swear, do not be like, oh, I'm watching blah blah blah's new video. If you do that again, I will tweak. I know where you live, kinda. Anyways, I mainly kept like Flight same from his original design, but I also added little like pattern thingy, like actual butterflies have. If I were to draw Flutter, I'd probably add that to this too. Which reminds me, I probably need to draw more of the dandysworld characters, because I only have done like a couple from my other two videos, but that's a problem for another day. And hopefully, maybe, for my next video, it will be most likely Kazooie Kingdom related, if I don't forget. Because I did Gingerbread, I just didn't do Wizard Cookie. Anyways, this is dandysworld. Let me get back on track. I basically kept everything the same, which I already said that. I also added little highlights in his eyes, kind of in the shape of an egg. If you noticed, I was supposed to be, even though kind of could just think of it as a circle. That honestly works too. Also, for some reason, his video was like cropped. I had to like crop it weird because for some reason it didn't save like the other ones did, which was kind of annoying. So his legs kind of got cut off. There was more to that, but right now it just kind of looks like a random rectangle, especially because I didn't really give like a line to separate the legs until like when we got to the feet. But since I had to crop it, it just looks weird. So my apologies for that. But right now I'm just running the rings. I also added some like little details in his fur, pink fur thingamabob. But yeah, that's basically it. I kept his color palette same from the original. And now this is just me coloring that little doodle in the corner. I need to stop doing like that. I keep doing voices like that, and then when I actually play back my voiceover, I realized that kind of sound annoying. But yeah. And now onto his twisted, which I kept it basically the same. I slightly like adjusted his wings. Yeah, but to be honest, I don't think it looked good. I also struggled with his eyes, so in the sketch it kind of looks a bit stupid. I also especially struggled with the eyes in the doodle because I was trying to go for thinking it looked ugly, in my opinion. So then I just copied what I did from the other one and just changed it to match like the twisted version of it. I also made his fur thingy a bit sharper, a bit pointier. Probably got a bit like messed up as twisted roaming around in those halls. So yeah, basically about it. That's really all I have to say on it. I don't know what else I'm gonna say. I also kept the pattern kind of the same. I just like the bottom one, I kind of made it a bit sharper. I also changed the outline color to black, and like still kept like the little egg thingy just with the little red parts in it too. So basically the same. This whole part is basically just me coloring, just rendering it, also blending out the wings because there's still part of his wings that are like a bit still pinkish from his original, but most of it is a bit of a gray hint. So it's basically just me rendering, like finishing it all up, and soon after flight there will be Coca. I was also adding the ichor on his legs, but you indeed do not see that because the way this video is cropped, because I had to actually edit it, like crop it in CapCut, because when I recorded it, for some reason it like recorded weirdly, even though and when I looked back in my gallery, because it's like, why are you saved differently? Like I did all the others the same and they all came out the same. And I did flight the same too, so I don't know why it did that, but this is basically just me shading it, added some more detail. Yeah, that's basically it. And that, everyone here, is all for my designs of flight. And now onto Coca, which originally I did sketch her design with a stick man. Because I had an idea of how I wanted to draw her. I kind of wanted to draw her as like so happy and stuff. Because if you look at the dandysworld wiki, it actually says that she's like joyful and always excited to like help people, even people which are mean. Which I realized that's probably more correlating to Shrimpo, which I thought was interesting. So yeah, I kept her basically the same in my sketch. I made her be holding out a bonbon. You know, I mean, I low-key want a bonbon right now. Also, I did like line art. My thing is black at first, and then I used a clipping layer and just like colored over that to fix it. So yeah, that's basically about it. Also, well, we're not there yet, but I did add a little truck like drizzle like around where her hair type thingy, whatever that is. Because in her description it says that she's like a chocolate bunny, which to be honest, I get it because she's like brown, but if I'm gonna be honest, she doesn't really look that much like a chocolate bunny. Could just say she's a brown bunny, but I get they most likely said chocolate bunny because you know you see those chocolate bunnies at the stores. To be honest, I don't really like those chocolate bunnies. It's something about them. Something about them I don't like. And for now, I'm just like shading and just adding little details here and there, like to the fur It goes to the detail to her blush thingy, that line thingy. I don't know what it's called. And yeah, now I do like a multiply purple layer. Recently I found out that people don't do that anymore. I've been doing that since forever. But yeah, and there's just me coloring in that little doodle. And now onto her twisted. I also basically sketched her out like the same way I did for her toon version, cause with like the little stickman thing. And I kept doing like a somewhat similar approach, but instead of her being so happy, she's just, well, like that. It's more like similar to her actual like twisted like design thingy. Oh my god, wait, I could have drawn her hopping. That would have been so funny. Next video idea. I also tried to like line up both of the sketches, because some of the things I would go back in the other sketch of a normal version to check. I was also going back to check what color I used for the line art, because I kind of forgot which one that was, and I had so many colors saved in my like recent colors that I just went back and checked that. I basically kept her like the same. I also made her other arm a bit like her hand, her left hand a bit bigger, technically, right? From the way she's facing, that would be her left. You know what I mean. But yeah, I made it a bit bigger because of the ichor and stuff and it dripping down. I kept it basically the same, just saturated her colors and all that stuff. And now I'm just like rendering it out and trying to make it look a bit better. And just shading and just doing things, And that is all for Coca. And for the last one I will be drawing today is my favorite, Basie, the main. So yeah, I made her pose, like I kind of tried to draw her a bit like signified. Like, does that make sense? Is that right word? Signified? I think so. She also got like, I feel like she's trying to stand very still, very nice. Her face is a bit awkward. I was actually struggling with drawing her mouth, but and she got her hands together. Also, her little flower thing. I realized it's more like the drawing version where it's more flat. In the game, it's a bit more round. And in my version, it's a bit more square. I gave it like an extra little petals, like 3 little petals at the top. It's based off of a magnolia, which I think you don't really notice that, but the 3 little petals there, because typically a magnolia, at least in most of the references I found, it had 3 little ones in the middle little thingy. A little fun fact about the flower is that they symbolize nobility, perseverance, dignity, and everlasting connections. They're also associated with purity, but there's a lot of different symbolism between colors of the types of flowers. So, cool fun fact. Anyways, back to the drawing. I'm just basically just shading all of it, all the little details and stuff. I was just shading her eyes, which I realized I didn't really do that a lot for the other characters. And now onto Twisted, as you see. I also did sketch her with a stick man too. I also added little sleeve thingies later on that I added because I low-key forgot about that. Yeah, I tried to make her very like tall because she just got a little bit of a gross spurt. I'm sure she's fine. And on her arm, I also sketched out the little like thingies to be like vines because I'm pretty sure that's what they're supposed to be. So yeah, I also went back to get the line art color like I did with Coco because too many colors. Yeah, I also drew the flowers a bit more rigged in this, and I also struggled with drawing her mouth. I ended up having to draw 2 versions and like combining them together for that. I just desaturated her color palette also for it, and yeah. And one thing that I noticed in both like the original designs for Coca and Basie is that in the twisted designs, they both kind of have like a similar eye thing going down. Like one slightly turned down and one is more like open, like saturated. But why do you guys think Basie's face is like that? A lot of people say it's because like she's half conscious, like half is just overrun by ichor and the other half is just like normal her her. Ooh, I said that wrong. Like, really wrong with them. Ignore that. Anyways, enough of my talking. That is the final design for today's video, and that shall be all. Bye bye.